This is the state of Yu-Gi-Oh! For late May 2022. Come on now, smash the living crap out of that subscribe button and don't be like one of the 30% of you guys. I love your support and it always helps grow the channel. Alright, so what's going on right now with Yu-Gi-Oh? Well, I wanted to talk about the overall state of the game, the community, that fresh, hot ban list that we got here that amplified the format in some pretty good ways. And I think a lot of players are kind of sitting here looking at like the state and evolution of how things are going right now in the game and they're going, damn, Yu-Gi-Oh! Expensive again! Yeah, as of late, our secondary market has actually kind of re-exploded in a way. And I think it's been how many years? 2020, 2021, 2022? That's 2 years that we lost. That players forgot that the competitive market in those ramping up summer, years through WCQ season ramps up to be some of the most expensive Yu-Gi-Oh! That we've had. And we've been able to follow the very similar patterns to that throughout the years here, but a lot of people, I think, have forgot the competitive value that comes with this game. So if you're sitting here and you've been looking at Daifu and you've been watching the roller coaster that the prices have been having here, it's because of the competitive season. We are beginning or entering into that more amped up season. The fact that we have a WCQ, well, a big national substitute tournament this year, multiple countries are having them as well within their own regions here, is fueling our secondary market, which is absolutely amazing. Well, it's not good for the players out here trying to get cheaper cards, but in terms of the vendors, the secondary market, when you have a set that the community was kind of like, oh, like, I don't know if this is gonna succeed and be too crazy, but when you exceed those expectations with the community, fantastic. All right, Thurions really did kind of push the bill a little bit in terms of breaking that mold for the community, and that's awesome, ladies and gentlemen. So just kind of touching on Dimension Force, yeah, the set definitely changed up a lot of the dynamics and obviously like the more competitive side of things, at least in terms of our value here. So I'm good for that. So now we're in competitive season here. We just got our more recent ban list. A lot of players crapped their pants when they saw that the adventure package didn't get touched in the TCG. I mean, to be fair with most expectations here, it was kind of looking at Konami going, well, do we hit this now or do you want to do the reprint thing? If you kind of look at most Yu-Gi-Oh! Rotations and the way that they do most things at this point in time, you can tell that Konami values reprint equity very high. Look at Dark Dragoon, for example. We're heading on into our third reprint now, and the deck is doing nothing, which is actually kind of sad, actually. Like, the TCG, this is actually a really cool note here, the TCG has managed to not only power check out Dragoon, they managed to fix Destroyer Phoenix Enforcer as well. Two of those most devastating cards that are huge, insane boss monsters. Guess what? Red Eyes Dark Dragoon can be played in Dark Magician now as their standalone boss monster, or you can play it in like Subterra Guru in like a more laid back thing, or you can try to play Destroyer Phoenix Enforcer in other outlets using like the Predaplant package, but you're going to be hurting your consistency. But those two particular cards are not anywhere near the level of popularity that they previously were. Thank you for banning Verte Anaconda. So the whole little update in terms of shift there, fantastic, Konami. I am proud of you. All right, you can definitely tell that they want to power up certain cards or power up more of those iconic decks. Because once again, when you look at like how the TCG is structured versus the OCG, you can tell that we're on a nostalgia kick 24/7 here in the TCG. Money Machine go brrr, Blue Eyes go brrr, Dark Magician. All right. Happens every single time, all right? And then, of course, all the hero stuff here. You can tell that Konami is on that nostalgia trip every single time. And for them to actually found a way, like I said, to check and allow that stuff so that those, DM-loving players and those hero-loving players that want to be able to still play their decks in a slightly more competitive scene can now do that, and that's good, actually. The other really big thing that I think took players aback was, like I said, the adventure package. The fact that the adventure package is not seeing as much play now means that Konami basically found what they were looking for. They found a way to kind of tone back the crazy effectiveness that we've been previously seeing with these massive power cards. And that's a very good thing. So once again, I'm going to clap for Konami, all right? In terms of the overall competitive scene, it's not entirely fixed by any stretch of the imagination, but it definitely feels a lot better. And that's not even mentioning the fact that, you know, Yatagarasu, Change of Heart, you know, Yatagarasu came back, everybody was just, oh my god, oh my god. And I swear, like, one person grabbed his heart and was like, oh, I'm going to have a heart attack because Yatagarasu's back. Let's be honest here, Yata probably should have came back to 5 years ago. I think at this point in time, I don't think it would have been fine. Change Your Heart's the more interesting one, but I think Change Your Heart's probably going to be good at 1. I mean, I'm still going to compare it to Monster Reborn and, you know, Harvey's Feather Duster. They are good cards and they will see play in application, but they don't explode off too crazy with that. So, in terms of competitive scene, yay! Everything is temporarily okay for your little May check here. Now, as we look down the pipeline here, Power of the Elements is roaring out in August. This is probably... I'm predicting, and I do say this like wholeheartedly, I think that that's going to be our burst of destiny for the year. The fact that splites exist in the deck, you guys have already massively heard about, oh my god, Splite! Oh my god, the deck is so amazing! Yeah, it's good, alright, but I've seen it get power crept. It hasn't. Power creep's not the correct word. It's gotten hand trapped pretty hard in our version of the game, and we also don't have Max C. But with those two things kind of lining up here, overall, the rest of Power of the Elements brings Exosister stuff, brings Tier Elements to the table. It brings in a lot of little things that players are going to want to get their hands on here to be able to mess around with. And once again, anytime you can look down the pipeline here and you can look at these futuristic products and you can go, I need to make sure I pick that up, all right? It's always a good opportunity, all right? You can always look at, well, I know a lot of people are like, oh my god, pre-sales, but when you can pre-sale pick up product way cheaper than most cheap places, like example here, Big 3, use code IMCOL40, save on your purchase over there. They have cases of this stuff that you can pick up and be able to have going forward here. So don't you guys love being able to pick up the cheapest cards? Yeah, it's always worth it. So yes, Power of the Elements is coming. Overall, in terms of the rest of the game and the community, though, the nostalgia pandering kind of feels like it's calmed down a little bit. Yes, I understand Power of the Elements is coming with more hero support and whatnot down the pipeline. But now that we're gauging back into that competitive scene, as we covered here at the beginning of this, things are definitely growing back into what they once were. At least what I would say feels more normal at this point in time for the game. The Yu-Gi-Oh! Championship Series players have begun playtesting for, which comes out literally, or will be our July event here in the States. You're literally, what, 7-8 weeks away, maybe 9 weeks away, depending, at this point in time. So that's definitely something to kind of gear up for. Once again, when you can start playtesting for an event, you know, that far out, that means that you'll get the chance to kind of decide, oh, I want to play this for this event. Oh, you know, like, these are the appropriate ratios and things that I want to do for this. And I think that that's a very good thing, ladies and gentlemen. So overall, I'm happy with the state of the game right now. The format feels fresh, feels rejuvenating. You've got a lot of good rogue decks right now that are able to kind of keep up with the meta. The market isn't too horrendous, actually. A lot more money to be made now than the last little X windows that we've had, but I think that's genuinely a very good thing. So what do you guys think? Please leave a comment down below, tell me what you guys think. Make sure you guys smash the crap out of that subscribe button so you guys don't miss out on more awesome content, and I'll see your beautiful faces back here later in the day with, of course, some more cool, awesome Yu-Gi-Oh! Stuff. I'll see your beautiful faces later. Peace out. Patrons, thank you. Ugh.
Thank you so much for watching. Check out these other videos.